Alright, let's load this game thing up and let's get it started. Hercules. So cool. Strong. Manly. Majestic. Hercules brings me back to the days of my youth when I was oblivious to the world and its inhabitants, and the unraveling undertones of darkness, and what appeared to be vibrant hues of a prototypical hero's tale. Disney's Hercules, yes, that's the full name, was a platformer released in 1997 for the PlayStation and PC, a week prior to the movie in which it's based upon. The game was somewhat of a hype builder in anticipation for the big movie's release, and a taste of what was to come. Console gaming was coming into the mainstream, slinking into people's homes, where it would slowly leech onto its hosts and eventually grow into the giant of an industry it is today. Hercules appeared in stores as console demos and could be rented and played before the movie's release. It was mainly tossed to the wayside by the more dedicated gamer base, being known mainly to kids who wandered off at their local Blockbuster. It was an avenue to advertise the game in ways that only brought more hype to its intended audience. Adaptations of anything tend to be like rotting fruit. They look great at first glance, but ultimately, once you take a closer look, there are flaws everywhere and it stinks like garbage. The game was being released as an adaptation to the movie. The movie was the main attraction. The script seemed to be already written in for our study in question. I can't tell you how many times I laughed at just how goofy this game looks. I mean, look at it. The game's developers did a really solid job at not only capturing the look from the movie, but everything, and I mean everything, looks legit. From the art style to the background details and the hilarious visuals and animations, they are on point. The only complaint that I could really make from the visual aspect of the game was the overall polish seemed rushed. Drive-through syndrome, anyone? Yeah, the game kind of feels that way. And I mean, you kind of know going into it that the photo on the menu won't be anywhere close, but you really know that it's gonna be a slop fest when you take the drive-through, where the only thing that matters is getting it to acceptable levels for consumer consumption. Gameplay-wise, for about the first 3 levels, I could not praise this game enough. Whoever designed the intro to the game needs a medal. Seriously. The first 2 levels of the game serve as tutorials, but the trainer, the guy who's supposed to show you the ropes, tells you nothing. No press blah 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 to do blee blee blee. Instead, the game's developers took it upon themselves to make a game that requires no manual to get started. No floating fart face yelling in your ear saying, do this, do that, hit the red button for emergency release. Instead, the game is nuanced in a way that utilizes clues to guide you to what you're supposed to do. Early warning signals, cracks in the floor, how your character reacts once you grab a ledge. All of these things give you time to react, and your actions have a clear outcome that allows you to make a decision on how you can use said action. Grab onto a pillar, we start swinging. Oh no, we've let go, what can we do? Oh, we grab it again. Hey, I can leap in different directions. What inherently makes the tutorial good is that it lets you figure things out, and you feel like you're actually making the decisions. And it's clear when the wrong one has been made. It doesn't hold your hand, you don't get dragged across the ground while the conductor drives the car, and some people don't even realize they're playing the tutorial, since Hercules does go through a training level in the feature film to get ready. All of this allows a seamless transition into the next level. The second level serves to show you the rear perspective scrolling gameplay that tends to happen later in the game. These levels suck. They're sloppy, they're unresponsive, but my lord are they absolutely hilarious. Normally, frustrating game mechanics make me irritated and I find myself gesturing towards the screen for various reasons, but the game developers made sure that if they were gonna go with the dirtbag mechanics, that the animations would at least be worth watching. The third level is arguably the best level in the game in terms of overall execution, right up until the boss battle. It shows no mercy in using all of the mechanics you used prior into the game, and emphasizes the secret clues even further. Oh, obvious pass. Hey, a vase! But how do I get to it? Oh, not here. A goat. Wait. He walked in from there? The goats were the key. If you somehow made it past the 3rd level by some miracle, you'd quickly find that the bosses don't scale in difficulty, and in fact, none of the game has a linear difficulty curve. One boss may be easier to beat than the 3 levels after it. The collecting aspect of the game is confusing, saving is incredibly confusing, and in fact, the whole game is just confusing.
Kids? Trapped?
The game does a really good job at feeling like the movie. Up until the movie cutscenes that are played. What? Yeah, the game is actually very immersive in feeling like the Disney universe until they slap a poorly chopped cutscene in between levels. The characters feel true to the movie and the music is extremely catchy. There's subtle jokes across the board and fighting feels like it should. The game is extremely short and ended in a very anticlimactic way, with the levels leading up to the final boss battle so much harder than the boss battle itself. And as such, the replay value of the game is pretty meh. The game could be completed in just a few hours after you've played through it once, and you don't have much to keep you interested since nothing changes playthrough to playthrough. So how was the game? 7.9 out of 10. C+. The game simply isn't consistent enough, nor is it long enough to justify going out and spending any decent amount of money on a hard copy. The game can be downloaded for just a few bucks on the PlayStation Network, and even then, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone looking to kill a decent amount of time. The game has its high points, and if it were being judged off its first 3 levels, the game would be in God status. But until the game is rebooted to fix the glaring issues with the rest of the game, it's just gonna have to settle for a cut above pedestrian. Thanks for watching, check out these other videos, and for behind the scenes clips, click on this 3rd video.